my sweet, kind, and loved friends. It is Miss Abigail again, the one who can't talk clearly, but that's okay. We're going to work on it. So we are still in Unit 11, and we are going and rolling straight through David's lives. And I mean, we are going. Like, I'm still wearing the same thing because I keep recording them back to back. But that's okay because I enjoy it. So we are still in Unit 11. We are in session 5 this time. That's crazy. We've been in this for 5 sessions. It's been awesome. I've learned so much. I hope y'all are learning along right with me. Of course, we're going to start off with our activity sheet. There you go. Coloring page. You'll find out where all those men are pointing at. You'll find out. And then we've got this fun little thing in the front. It's like stuff that is dirty and broken, and you got to do stuff. But yeah, you are receiving this in an email from Mr. Eric, so make sure you print that out and do that. They're lots of fun to color, and you can even color them while you're listening to what our story's about. Let's do our question. It is, how is Jesus the perfect king? Y'all should really know the answer to this by now. How is Jesus the perfect king? And it says, Jesus perfectly rules over the universe as the King of Kings. He perfectly rules over the universe as the King of Kings. Perfectly. That's important. Perfectly. Going back to Psalm chapter 145, verse 13. Your kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and your dominion endures throughout all generations. The Lord is faithful in all his words and kind in all his works. That is Psalm 145, 13. Now this is in the ESV version. That means English Standard Version. I encourage you to go look this up in your Bible and see if your version is different and see what it says versus this one. So it is Psalm 145, verse 13. So look that up and see what that says for you. Now we're going to go straight in. We are still in 2 Samuel. Now we are in chapter 11 through 12, and this also touches in on Psalm 51. So we're kind of jumping around a little bit, but it's one fluid story, so you'll be able to pick it up. Now David is still the king over Israel. And one spring, David sent out an army, but he put another man in charge of them, meaning he was still in Jerusalem while Israel's army was fighting without him. And one evening, David looked out from his palace and saw a beautiful woman. Her name was Bathsheba. Now, Bathsheba was the wife of Uriah, one of the best warriors in David's army. Now, David sent his messengers to get Bathsheba, and she came to David's house. Later, Bathsheba told David that she was going to have a baby and that the baby was going to be David's. David knew that what he had done, it was wrong. So David should not have a baby with someone that is not his wife. So David made a plan and made sure that no one found out that Bathsheba's baby was his. David called Uriah home from battle and told him to go spend time with his wife. But Uriah didn't think it was fair for him to relax home while the other men were at war. And so he slept on David's doorstep and refused to visit his wife. So Uriah, all of his friends and the men that he had fought with in the battle were still fighting a battle. And he said, it's not right for me to be home and not fighting the battle with my friends when they are still going through war. And so this was a really kind thing for him to do. He was paying respect to the men that he fought alongside with. So David made up another plan. Now, he instructed Joab, the leader of the army, to send Uriah to the hardest part of the battle so that he would be killed in the battle. Now, this time, David's plan worked, and Uriah was killed in this battle that he was sent to. David took Bathsheba into his house to be his wife, and she had the baby. Now, God knew, just like you and I know, that what David did was not good, and he should not have done what he had done, and God was not happy with him. So God sent Nathan, who is a prophet, to talk to David. Nathan told David a story. He said that a traveler came to a rich man who had many animals. The rich man did not offer his own animal. Instead, he took the poor man's lamb, the only lamb that he had, and gave it to the traveler to eat. Now, when David heard this story, he got angry, and he said, the rich man should die. That was not kind of him. And Nathan looked at him and said, you are the man. God had given David a position of great power, and David took what was not his. David realized that he had sinned against God, and David deserved to die. Nathan said, you won't die for this, he assured David, but God will punish you. Your son will die instead. David confessed his sin, and he prayed. He said, God, create a clean heart for me And David realized that he could try to please God with sacrifices, but that wouldn't be enough to pay for his sin. God wanted David's heart to change so that he would not sin again. I love this story for many reasons, but a big one is that we see a really clear picture of what's to come, and that's Jesus. So when David sinned against God, God forgave him, but sin always comes with a price. God spared David's life, meaning he didn't take David's life from him, he let him live, but David's son did die. When we sin, we also deserve to die, just like David, just like God said to David. But we can receive God's forgiveness because God sent down his son Jesus to pay the price for us, just like David's son paid the price for his sin. So we see a really clear picture of what's coming. And God is preparing us through this story in the timeline of the Bible, or of the Bible, and showing us what the coming of Jesus is going to be like for God's people. And that's really exciting. So, if you have any questions about this story, make sure you ask your parent. Y'all can email us, any of those good things, and we'll be sure to help you out as much as we can. And look up that key passage and see if your version's different than ours. And let's talk about it. So I hope you join us next time. That's our last session in Unit 11 is our next one. So I can't wait to learn with you. Bye.